When you walk into a golf store, you may feel stressed. There's so many items. What should you purchase? Why do things come in so many variations? And wow, they can be so expensive. Even the smallest items like balls and gloves can be way pricey. And when you finally rounded up all the basics, you'll probably start wondering whether you need more stuff, like a rain suit, rangefinder, special umbrella, maybe even a push cart. How can one sport require so much equipment? But please don't become overwhelmed. You don't need that much stuff you see at a golf store. And when starting out in the sport, items that may be beneficial can be secondhand or of the cheapest variety. You're not playing the US Open. You don't need the top of the line equipment. You should enjoy the game without worrying about taking out a loan. At the onset, a great and affordable way to get into golf is by going to a par 3 course or your local driving range or Topgolf. A medium bucket of balls rarely costs that much, and most ranges will have clubs that you can use for free. Take advantage of it all to get a feel for the golf swing. Make note of the kinds of clubs you like, and if there's a PGA professional available, take a lesson. You'll be surprised at how much you learn. Any conversation about golf equipment must start with clubs. The maximum number you're allowed to carry at one time is 14, but you don't need that many to start. I suggest you begin with a half set designed specifically for beginners. Something like a driver and a set of 5 irons, like a 5, 7, 9, plus 2 wedges, and of course, additionally, a putter. 7 clubs will get you going nicely. As you play more and more, you might find gaps between these clubs frustrating. And if that happens, you'll be ready to buy more. Once you gain experience and are ready to look for your first full set, it's important to know that you don't have to instantly go for the new products. Possibly, you'll know someone who will loan you a full set, and there's a great secondhand market. Manufacturers produce new versions every year, so clubs that are 1, 2, or even 3 years old are still very good and come at a fraction of the price. My experience is that a beginner's first full set is beneficial only for a couple of months, and then they'll begin to understand what feels best, and often they want something different. So don't spend too much money on something that likely will have a short life. Used clubs can be found on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, 3balls.com, globalgolf.com, and secondswing.com. The most important thing for you to be aware of is that these clubs have probably been custom fit for someone with different specifications than you. If you are an average height golfer, you don't want to pick up a used set made for someone 6'7". Secondhand sellers should let you know if a club is longer, shorter, or if it's had a lie angle or shaft flex extended beyond standard. So keep an eye out. You can easily spend $2,500 plus on a new set of sticks, but I never recommend it for beginner golfers. You should start with 7 clubs and build your set over time. Experiment. You don't need to buy 14 clubs at once. When you do make the plunge into purchasing new clubs, be certain to get fitted and ask for a demo and loaner clubs so you can guard against buying something that you might regret. A driver, which is known as a 1 metal, is the club you'll usually use to tee off on par 4s and par 5s. It's the longest both in overall physical length and in distance hit. You typically tee up your ball high. It has a large head and a graphite shaft. And if you're going to buy a new one with a brand name, it will have an equally large price, like $500 or more. There's no need to buy the driver model that was just released this year. If you purchase one that's a couple of years old, you'll save hundreds of dollars, and you still will get a high-end technology and performance. The one item I found that's often overlooked by players is the driver shaft. This is a critical component of how a club will perform. When you buy a driver, you have shaft options: stiff, regular, flexible, senior, or ladies. The correct shaft for you depends on how hard you swing. A club fitter or good salesperson can help you find the right one. Don't make a mistake by getting the wrong shaft, because it will prevent you from hitting the ball straight. Like drivers, your irons should be secondhand. As indicated, starting out, you only need a partial set of something like every other club. Try to find a game improvement version with a cavity bag for the biggest sweet spot and consequently the largest margin of error. They'll provide the most enjoyment. Forged irons, like those used by many tour pros, have too small of a sweet spot, and frankly, they're too difficult to hit unless you're an advanced player who practices a good bit. Each iron has a different loft and length, such that the longer clubs with less loft will hit the ball further. If you're going to get an adjustment made, I suggest you have the lie angle of the iron fitted for you. If it's too flat or too upright, it could send the ball offline every time. As a beginner, you may want to look for a set that includes hybrids for longer shots. They're a combination of fairway metals and irons, and many amateurs at all levels find them easier to hit than, say, a 4 or 5. While your driver will almost always have a graphite shaft, the most chosen shaft for irons is steel. It's stronger and heavier than graphite, meaning it produces less flex and is more consistent and accurate when taking divots and moving through the ground. The steel used in shafts is thick and offers consistent torque, allowing you to have the same flex and stiffness in your 4 iron as you do in your 9. The highly durable nature of steel makes it a popular choice for irons. Before you spend a lot of money on a set of irons, though, I suggest you take a lesson and get feedback on whether timing of such an investment is appropriate. The easiest way to describe a fairway metal is to say it's a small driver that's a little shorter and more long. It's designed to hit balls off the ground. It's sleek and slides through the hitting area without digging. It usually has a graphite shaft, and you use it for long approach shots into the green. The most common fairway metal is a 3 metal, and it typically has between 15 and 17 degrees of loft. You also see 4 metals, 5 metals, and 7 metals while shopping. As you start to play and build your set, recommend you only buy one fairway metal, a 3 or a 4. As you play more though, you may want a second one. There's no reason to buy more than one initially. If you're looking to buy a new fairway metal, be certain to go to the driving range where you can demo one. It's the most common purchase where buyers develop remorse. It's often rejected by purchasers after only a few shots on the course because it's too heavy or too light or sends the ball offline. So be certain you like it and it offers a quality performance before jumping into an investment. Finally, you may want a brand of fairway metal to match your driver, but that is not necessary. You'll need a putter from the onset, and putting is super important. About 45% of your shots will be with this club. Putters are offered in numerous shapes and sizes, but at the end of the day, you simply need one that feels good to you and allows you to roll the ball smoothly into the hole. Again, a used one will work fine. Some players believe a putter is an animate object that's temperamental and sometimes misbehaves. They talk to it, praising it when it performs well and discipline it when things don't go as planned. I've seen golfers place their putter in a closet for weeks at a time as punishment. I even know one who incredibly attached his putter to a line on the back of his car and drug it home, which definitely was a little too harsh and a little bit strange. When you do reach a point to buy a new putter, here are some tips. Make sure your putter is the correct length. You need to get in putting position and have someone measure length. Most putters off the shelf are 34 or 35 inches long. Statistics show though that on average, male golfers should use one between 32 and 34 inches, and the average female between 30 and 33 inches. Choose a head shape that's pleasing to your eye and offers forgiveness. A blade is relatively narrow from the face to back and generally is the least forgiving unless you are an experienced player. You should stay away from it. The mid mallet has a flange or weight positioned further back from the face to move the center of gravity backwards. This increases the moment of inertia involving the toe-heel axis and makes the style more forgiving than the blade. The full mallet has much more of the weight as far back as possible away from the face, either directly behind the face or splitting the weight to the two back corners of the head. Splitting weights tends to optimize moment of inertia. Just quickly, moment of inertia in putting is the measure of a club head's resistance to twisting when a ball is struck away from the sweet spot. I recommend that you start your putting consideration process mallet as it has fewer potential sources of error and it's just more forgiving. Be sure to get with the fitter to give you one that matches the arc or lack of arc in your putting move. As you advance your putting ability, you need to deal with putter loft, lie angle, weight, grip size, and whether the head lies flat on the ground. Getting fit for a putter and really all other clubs is super important. When getting started with golf, the first rule of buying golf balls is quantity over quality. You'll purchase lots of them, but unfortunately, you may not own them for long. Your initial rounds of golf will most likely involve balls in lakes, creeks, woods, and yards of strangers. But be patient. You soon will start to lose fewer of them. Top-end golf balls keep going up in cost, and now a dozen is around $60. So you don't want to lose $5 every time you hit an offline shot. For beginners, the performance of a golf ball doesn't really make a difference. You should go with the lowest cost brand or buy used ones. And the good news is there are plenty of options. Regarding golf gloves, I suggest you try playing without them. They can become hot and wet from sweat on your hand, and they're expensive, from $12 to $25. Fred Couples played quite well without a glove during his long career, so you should try to do the same. If it doesn't work out and the club slips out of your hand, then you can experiment with a glove. They're designed for traction, and they can help certain players avoid twisting of the grips. Remember, you wear a golf glove on the opposite hand to the way you play. So if you're right-handed, wear a glove on the left hand, and vice versa for left-handers. There are a good number of options in the glove market, from cheaper synthetic gloves to full leather ones. If you're just starting out, a synthetic version will certainly do the trick. But as I said, don't jump on straight to a glove, as you may not need one. You can use a golf bag for years, so this is one area you shouldn't worry about making a bit of an investment. The type of bag you buy should match the way you get around the course, either in a cart or walking. A stand bag is the easiest and most basic option to get started with walking the course. It comes with 2 straps so you can carry it on your back, and it stands up on its own when you put it down. By contrast, cart bags are a bit bulkier, but they have larger compartments for storage and usually are a lot more durable. Think about whether you plan to ride or walk the course when making your golf bag decision. If you're just starting out at the driving range, a sneaker or running shoe will do the job. You won't need a specialized golf shoe until you venture out onto the course. Once you're on the course and hitting off varying lies, you'll need the performance and comfort benefits that come from a good golf shoe. And like everything else, you have options. Spikeless shoes are good in the summer and sometimes come comfortable to wear in public off the golf course. Alternatively, you could go for spike shoes that have soft cleats and provide a bit more traction and have more of a traditional look. Modern golf shoes come in a lot of different designs, textures, and colors. It's just a question of what's comfortable and figuring out how much you want to spend. Variety is so large that whatever your budget, there'll be a model for you. In terms of apparel, as you start out, you'll probably wear a smart pair of pants or shorts and a polo shirt. If you're going to a higher end golf course, make sure you wear a collared shirt and then it's tucked into your pants or shorts. As with everything golf related, as you play more and get better, you'll want clothing that's more golf specific. There are plenty of performance benefits from proper apparel. For instance, moisture wicking polos keep you cool, and technology based jackets keep you warm and dry in inclement weather. Tees will cost you very little, and you'll find some courses even offer them for free. Longer tees should be used for driver shots, and shorter ones for hitting irons on par 3s. Ball marks can involve use of a coin or your favorite poker chip. Once your ball has reached the green, you should mark it and clean it until it is your turn to putt. Bag rain hoods can be used when a rain shower pops up. Don't let your clubs get wet. Invest in one that is designed to fit your golf bag. Valuable pouches can be clipped to your bag and used to carry your keys, wallet, cell phone, etc. Pitch mark repair tools are designed to take care of the course. When your ball hits the green, it will leave a mark. Use these tools to fix the blemish, or alternatively, if you don't have one, you can use a tee. There's nothing worse for a golfer in the group behind you than putting on an uneven surface. Repairing these indentions helps others and keeps the course in good condition. See our segment on golf etiquette for how to use a repair tool. Golf towels are used to keep your hands dry or to clean dirt off of your ball. I usually keep 2 of them on my bag, one for cleaning the ball and clubs, and the other for wiping sweat from my face and arms. Sunscreen is designed to keep you safe. Don't let your day be ruined by a bad burn. There's more that can be said on what and where to buy as you develop as a golfer, so please continue to follow our website explanations for beginner, intermediate, and advanced players.